Dr. Arti
This call is now being
Dandote
recorded.
Madam enrich the different activities of the as attendance, assignment, uploading of videos, then crossword. Today we are going to get more kinds, hands and experience and extensive features of Moodle from our resource person, Professor Sandeep B. Patil, sir, from Mechanical Engineering, JCOE Pune. Now I hand over the session to Professor S.B. Patil, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute. I am sharing my screen. Okay, I think screen is shared now. Uh, Thank you, all of you. Myself, Professor Sandeep B. Patil. I am Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department of Jayantrao Sawan College of Engineering, Kharagpur, Pune. I have about 9 years of experience, and recently I got two international Moodle certificates. Also, one of my portfolio is Department uh, LMS Coordinator, that is Learning Management System Coordinator. So today we are going to see these contents in detail. Number one, that is a simple quiz. Then all kinds of the game pedagogies like crossword, cryptex, hangman, millionaire game, snakes and ladders game, and Sudoku game. And next two things that we are going to see today is the interactive video, that is H5P content, and the last is the certificate. So this is one of the screenshot that in a Moodle when we try to add any activity or resource. So these are the number of activities that we can see in the Moodle. So out of that we are going to see these quizzes and all kinds of games along with this interactive content, and at the last the certificate.
Madam.
Someone is joining. Okay. So today we'll see this first part, that is about the simple quiz. Okay. So for the quiz, we need to create an XML file and upload it as a question bank in the Moodle. Okay. So this is the process. The first what we need to do is to create a question bank in a question machine software. Okay. So I'm giving you this download link in our chat box. This zip file you need to download for making a question bank for any quiz. So I'm giving the link here in the chat box, so you can download it. So let me open this question machine software. So I have this software downloaded here on my desktop. So when you download that file, question machine software file, it is a zip file. So you need to open that zip file and run its application. So when you open, go to the files, and then open its application file, that is questionmachine.exe executable file. You need to open that executable file. So this file is required to prepare a question bank or the multiple choice questions in a Moodle format, you can say. Just a minute, the file is opening. So this is the software called question machine software, which helps us to prepare a question bank, multiple choice question bank in a Moodle format. Okay. So it is simple. There is a new file. Open the file. Say here multiple choice single answer question, multiple choice multiple answer questions. You can create a true or false. You can create short answer text. You can create a numerical, matching pairs, or close, new close or gap fill questions. Okay. So for creating a question, you need to click any one of these. So let us click on here. That is multiple choice single answer question. Okay, so it appears like this. Then you can write your question here. For example, let us write what is the capital of India. Okay, and you need to write here answers. Okay. And you know that the correct answer is here Delhi. So you need to select this radio button. Okay, so this answer, this question with four options along with this correct answer is saved. If you want to add an answer, any further option, let's say 5 or 6, you can add the next option. Yeah. You can add here the new option. Okay, and then what you need to do is just you need to save this file to your system. For example, let me say here, say one file number one. So moving to suppose if you want to go for the next question, so you need to again click here, next question. You need to write down the question, the answers, select the correct question, select answer, and go to the next question. So likewise, you can prepare a question bank here. So this is the way that you can prepare a question bank. And the extension you can see here, the extension is .xml file. Okay. So this downloading link is given to you. You can directly click and download that particular link and can prepare your own question bank. After that, when you prepare a question bank, you save it in a say unit 1 mcq.xml file. Okay. Then we need to go to our course on the Moodle. So once you have prepared this file, question bank file, we need to go to our course on the Moodle. So for that, I have prepared a sample course here. In our Moodle system, I have prepared a sample course for pharmacy. Okay, so this is the course, and in that I have made some topics, say simple quiz, games, interactive, and certificate. So we are going to see these topics. Okay. Now, when you go to this particular course, so you can go to the course by your My Courses from the My Courses, or you can go to the path. For example, say I have prepared here this course in mechanical engineering department. So you just click to home, go to engineering, then I have prepared that course here in mechanical engineering. In my second year, I will make that particular course. Or you can directly go to that My Courses. Okay, so this is our course, sample course I have prepared for this today's session. Okay, so here in this course, here it is a edit button, action menu. Let's see here the action menu. So what you need to do first is to do turn editing on. Now it is off. So we need to click here, turn editing on. Okay. Right now we cannot edit these things, quiz, pedagogy, interactive. Edit these things, we need to click here, go to settings and click turn editing on. So when you click this turn editing on, so we can easily changes the topics and add an activity. So here I have changed the sample quiz, say number 1 and enter. So we can change the name here. Okay. Now we are going to add here the quiz. So before adding any quiz, what we need to add is the question bank that we have prepared here in this question machine file. Okay. So let me open here again one file that I have already prepared for my subject. I will open that file. So this is the file I have prepared for unit number 6 for my current subject. When you open it, so these are the say total around 40-50 questions are there. Okay, that I have prepared and I have saved this file. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to go to this settings again and click more, because we need to add this question bank onto this Moodle. So need to click here more. Then scrolling down, here it is a question bank. So here you can add the questions, you can add the question category, you can import the questions, you can export the questions. Okay. So it is better to prepare a category. So let us go to the category here first. Okay. So when you go to the category, here it is a default for this particular course, that is simple course for sample course for pharmacy. Okay. When you scroll down, you have to, the parent category is this particular course, the sample course for pharmacy. And suppose if you write here the say unit 1 MCQs, so we create a folder, or you can say a category of unit 1 MCQ, click the add category. Then this category is added here under this course, particular course, the unit 1 MCQs. And here number of questions are 0. Okay. Now we need to import the questions. So we need to click here, import. Okay. And then whatever file we have made here using this question machine, using this question machine, whatever file you made and save onto your desktop, that you need to import here. So on my desktop, I have made this file, okay, today, but here is only one question. I have downloaded this 50 questions question bank, which I have already made. So I have to import this particular question bank, which is prepared by the question machine, into this Moodle format. So there are different file formats, okay? And the simplest format is this XML file format. We need to click here the Moodle XML format, because whatever file we have made is the .xml file, and upload the file. So just click here, or else you can directly drag the file here. Okay, the file is dragged, and you need to select the format, that is a Moodle XML format. Drag the file and click import. So when you click the import, all the questions appears like this. So if there are no errors in making a question bank, it shows continue. If there are some errors, again we need to clarify it in a question machine. Click continue here. Okay. So here these questions are there. Okay. And we need to move all these questions to that Unit 1 MCQs. Because we have prepared category here. Here we made the category of Unit 1 MCQ where the questions are 0. Okay. So we'll again go to this question bank. Then select all questions. Scroll down and select the particular category. We have prepared a category under this course, our course, that sample course for pharmacy. We have created this category that Unit 1 MCQs. So click here and click move to. Then all questions move to that Unit 1 MCQs. So again you can see under the category, under the category section, you can see that for Unit 1 MCQ there are 50 questions. You can see there are 50 questions. Likewise, you can prepare the other categories. Okay. So once we are done with the question bank, then we again go to our course. Okay. So once we have prepared this question bank, creating a XML file, we need to move to the respective category, okay, and then move to next part. Now second part is creating a quiz using that XML file or using the question bank that we have created in the category. So we will need to go to again Moodle, turn everything on, and we need to add an activity. Okay, we'll see. Then we'll click the quiz, fill all the details like name, description, timing, grade. Then save and display. Then we click edit quiz. Then we add the questions, and there are two options of adding the questions. Okay, so let us see this part, creating a quiz. Okay. So here, suppose if you want to create a quiz here in this particular topic, that is simple quiz number 1, you need to click here, add an activity or resource. So when we click here, you can see all activities. You can bifurcate by activities and the some resource files. Okay. So we'll see the activity. You can click here the quiz and give the details. For example, say unit one quiz. Here you can write the description. For example, say, and when you click here, this square button display the description on course page, and whatever you have written here, that will be displayed on the course page. Okay. So here some formatting things are there. You can add a link, you can add image, you can add audio video file. Okay. You can record your audio here, you can record your video here. So different options are there that you can use. Next part is the timing. So opening the quiz, so you can enable the time, say today at say 15 3 p.m. and the quiz will be closed today. So you can give the dates accordingly at 4 p.m. Time limit means you can give the time limit of say 45 minutes, for example. So one student start their exam, time is reducing from 45 minutes to 0 minutes. So that is the teacher time limit. When time expires, open attempts are submitted automatically. So these are some options that you can select. Next important option is the grade. So here you can make a grade to pass. Suppose you are making a grade of 30 marks, so 12, 40%, 12 marks. Suppose you make that as it is. Layout means on a new page, what should be happen or what should be visible. So you can say one question on one page, so that is every question. Every two questions mean two question on a page, three question on a page, four question on a page. So likewise, it is going to display on a student's dashboard. You can change the question behavior that you can shuffle within the questions, yes or no. No means whatever series of questions are there, that will be same for all students. If you shuffle the questions, then question number one will be different for different students. And for other students, the question number one is different. Then some review options. Suppose if you are taking a university examination, or if you want the students should not review their answers, then you can untick all these things so that after solving the question, student cannot review it. Only you can see the marks. Student cannot see the marks. But if you want that student must see and get corrected, then you need to click all these things. Likewise, there are other options are decimal in grades and user's picture. You need to show how it should be appear. Exam browser generally no is preferred because students don't recognize about the incognito modes. So we keep it as a no here. Extra restrictions that you can give the password to that particular test here and tell the password to students so that they can enter the password and start the exam. Overall feedback, you can write your feedback. Again, for students who get the 100% mark, you can say you can write your feedback here, excellent something. And those who are getting 0% or any feedback, different feedbacks you can give. Then there is a common module settings. So that is not necessary because you are not going to make any groups here. Restrict access means suppose for example if you want to uh, have that this particular quiz must be solved by watching the particular videos that you have imported. So you can add a restriction here on activity completion. Click choose and you can select your video lecture. Okay, and then save and display. So unless or until student watch that particular lecture, he cannot go for that particular quiz. Okay, so we'll just then we need to click save and display. So here it is written that the grade to pass cannot be greater than the maximum possible grade take. Okay. So here let us don't write here because we are not creating a quiz. We are not imported a questions here right now. So let us click save and display. So here we are not giving any restrictions. Okay. So right now what we have did is the settings for the quiz. We are not still added the questions to this quiz. Okay. So in the edit settings, we did all the settings, like timing, grade, all the question behavior setting for that particular quiz. Now what we are going to do, we need to add the questions to this particular quiz. So we click here the edit quiz button. Okay. Then the maximum grade that we have decided here to give for 30 marks. We write here 30 and click save. Now we are going to add the questions here. So we need to click here the add button. So there are three options that whether you add a new question, whether you add from a question bank or a random question. So let us see one by one. If we add a new question, then again here all these kinds of questions will be there. So you can select any question, can add that particular question here also. But creating a question bank in a quiz is somewhat time consuming, and creating a question bank in this is time saving. Here we can easily prepare a question bank in question machine. Here also you can prepare a question bank, but here you need to write the question name, the question text, the marks, the feedback, the ID number, the correct answer, whether it is true, whether it is false, okay. And then click Save Changes. For multiple choice answers, you need to write all those four options and give the correct answers. For example, in multiple choice, let us add the multiple choice question here. So to add a multiple choice question here, you need to write question name, question text. Question name means say question number, question text for default marks. Here, choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, choice 4, you need to write here in each box. And suppose uh, and suppose this choice 3 is the correct answer, then their grade should be 100%. Okay, and suppose there are multiple correct answers are here. Then suppose 3 and 4 are correct answers. Again, for this also you need to give 100%. Okay, or others, either you select none or 0%. So negative marking is also there. You can use this negative marking also. For example, if you anyone use the wrong answer, then minus 10%. Likewise, you can do, but generally what we do is there is one correct answer and we give it to 100%. So this is the way you can add, but this is it is somewhat lengthy way. Simple way is to the simple way is to click add and click from a question bank. Now we have created a question bank here. So you can select that question bank and click see all questions or any 30 questions. So in this what is needed here, you need to select those 30 questions. Here you need to select the questions and then add selected question to quiz. But the better way is to click add and click a random question. Okay, so when you click a random question, you need to select a category, go to that particular quiz that you have prepared, need one answer quiz. Okay. And how many required are there? Say 30. So 30 random questions will be asked out of these 50 questions. So every time students attending the quiz, he will get the different questions because the random question from unit 1 again second question is again random from unit 1, random from that particular question. So this is the best way to give the quizzes to the students. And at the last, we need to click the save button. Okay, so it is getting saved now. Then, if you go back to unit 1 quiz, you can preview the quiz. So here, name of the unit, this is the display, description. The quiz not available until this is the starting time, ending time, time limit, and grading method is the highest grade. Okay. So let us preview the quiz now. Start attempt. The quiz attempt started, and here time is left here 44, 49, 48 seconds. Okay. So likewise, student can click this question and select the in a particular answer and go to next page. Okay. So here we have seen here that there is a single question on single page. In editing, you can make 2 questions, 4 questions, number of questions on a one page. So here 30 questions and 30 pages are there. So this is the regarding the simple quiz. So any questions regarding this forming a creating a quiz using the XML file? Whatever question bank, that question category we have made here, uh, creating that question category, that unit 1 MCQ. The same question category we can use in a games also. Okay, so we have seen this simple quiz, like creating a quiz using the XML file. Now let us quickly go to the next part, that is the game pedagogy, and here the part one, that is creating a glossary. Okay, so all these games like crossword, quick text, hangman, all the different kinds of games are to be prepared either by creating your glossary or by the question bank or by the quiz. Okay. So there are 3 ways to enter the questions into these games. Okay, there are 3 different ways. One is creating a glossary. Second is the question bank that we have prepared in a question machine and upload in a question bank category, say unit 1 MCQ. And third is the quiz. Whatever simple first quiz we have prepared, the same quiz we can upload to all these games. Okay. So we'll see here how to create a glossary. So same that we need to create a glossary in a Moodle by clicking add an activity or resource. Then click glossary here. So this is the glossary. Okay, that is from A to Z, and we'll fill all the description, names, all the text. Click save, add a new entry here, and the concept is equal to the answer, and the definition is the question. So when we click on add a new entry, whatever concept button is there, that is nothing but your answer, and the definition is nothing but your question. Okay. Then we save changes, and then we add more entries and click save changes. So let us see how to create a glossary here. So under this game pedagogy, we already have prepared one glossary. So how to add this glossary? Let us see. Say add an activity, activities. Then click glossary. Suppose we are giving a name here. Say unit 1 glossary. You can write the description or not. You no need to change anything here. Just you can do the name unit 1 glossary and click save and display. So here unit 1 glossary is there, and you need to add new entries into it. So you can click add a new entry into the glossary. Then you have seen that the concept is your answer and the definition is the question. Okay. So here again, if I repeat here, the capital of India is. Okay. This is the question, and this is the answer. And you click what you do, you just click the save changes. Okay. So it comes under the D section. Okay. So likewise, the different words you will prepare. So this is your answer. This is the question. So likewise, different words you can prepare. Okay. So let me open my glossary that I have already imported into it. So let me open this glossary. Okay. So similarly, I have made this glossary that, for example, this metal should BCC crystal structure, and in the concept, I write the answer chromium. To make sure that the spelling is correct, because the student is going to write the same spelling and not do not try to give any space there in between. So if you write a space in between, so that space will act as a one character, and student also need to write that space to give the correct answer. So the answer must be like this, that there will be a single word and no any space. Okay, so this is the glossary that I have taken from my subject. Okay. So for this glossary, again you can, after creating a glossary by clicking add a new entry. Okay, so this glossary is ready to you. But if you want to download this glossary and again upload to another subject, say other divisions, so we need to go to the settings and click the export entries. All these entries that you need to prepare in a one single course, and then we are going to export the entries. Okay. Entries are getting exported here. And suppose if you want to add this in another course, let us say this is another course, again you can click add activity, activities, glossary. Suppose this is say unit 2 glossary. Okay, okay, let us write unit 1 glossary. In a say your different subject or different subject course. Okay. Okay. So let us assume that this unit 001 glossary is another course, and in this we need to upload this previous course glossary. So this is course 1 glossary. Okay, let me write this as a course 1. This course 1 glossary you need to add in a second course. So whatever, similarly how we exported, similarly you are going to import those entries. Just right click import and drag the particular file into this course and click import categories and submit. Okay, so all the 19 entries are getting imported. So it means you need to prepare a glossary once in any one of the subject for any one division. After that, you can export the entries and then import the entries to other divisions. So this is the way that we can prepare a glossary. Now, the next part is creating a game based on glossary. For example, suppose we are going to prepare a game crossword. Okay, so we need to click here the game crossword. Again, fill all the details like name, description. Then most important part is to select the source of questions. So there are three different sources of questions. You can one of the source of question is a glossary. Another source of question is the question bank that we are preparing the question category. And next one is the simple quiz. So your simple quiz can also be your source of questions. So there are three sources of questions: glossary, question bank, and a quiz. Then suppose we click on a glossary, then we select that particular glossary and write the other things like this, add, save changes. And we are going to apply the same process for all the games. Only dif- the different is in the appearance of the game. Okay? So one can select quiz or question bank instead of glossary also. Then click setting button and click show attempts. Okay? So this will see the setting button and show attempts that after creating a game. Okay, so let us add here, click add an activity or resource. Let us add the activity game crossword. So if you click here the crossword game, suppose you give the name that a crossword so unit 1. Okay, you can write the any description, click the display description. Then we select the source of questions. Source of questions is three types. You can select glossary, you can select questions, you can select quiz. So let us see a glossary. Then select a glossary. Suppose we have made this glossary, that is unit 1 glossary. Okay, or unit 001 glossary. But I am not going to click here either of these two because we are not enter too many entries. So I will click here this glossary that I have taken from my subject because we have total 19 entries here. So glossary, and I will select here again which glossary I need to select, that is say this particular glossary. Suppose if you want your source of questions is from questions, then you need to select a question category. So question category you have made here, unit 1 MCQs. Okay, so there are, I think there are no questions right now. So we let us see the quiz and select the quiz that unit 1 quiz. So whatever questions you are asked in unit 1 quiz, that will appear in this crossword. But generally, the glossaries are to be prepared for the game pedagogy because through this game pedagogy we are going to uh, assess the students' knowledge about particular topic. We are adding these games to particular topics and we want whether that particular student has uh, understood that topic or not. So simple definition, concept, chart types, glossaries we can add here. So mostly we also for game pedagogy we also try to select the glossaries. Okay, after selecting a glossary, you can give the maximum number of attempts to that particular crossword. Okay, suppose if your grade is about 20 marks and you give say 50 attempts, you can give maximum attempts to students. Then grade maximum grade 100 marks or you can change say 20 marks. Grade to pass say 10 marks. Again opening of the game, end of the game. These timings you can decide. Next point is the crossword options. So you can if you don't write anything here, still also the game will be published. So not going to click anything other than the grades. So what things we need to add is the name of the crossword, then select the glossary, source of question is glossary, then glossary I have selected, then I give the number of attempts, okay, and I give the grades and then I will directly click here the save and display. So this game is prepared here, crossword unit 1, grading method is highest grade, and these are the dates that whatever dates you have given. Then click attend game now. So this is how the crossword game appears to the students. So there are again across words and the downwards. Okay. For example, say number 1. So the student need to click any one of this across or down and need to write the answer. and then click OK. And it will appear like this. So likewise, you can click all these sections and give the correct answers. After the end, you can get the grades here. Grade like 0%. After completion of game, you can give the grades. Okay. But if as a teacher, if you will want to see how many number of students have given, how many number of attempts. So for that, we need to go to settings button and click show attempts. So you need to click here the show attempts. So we will go here to administration tab. Under administration tab, here it is a show answers button. Here you can see all the answers of all your questions. Okay. Here another option is show attempts. So right now there is only one attempt. You can see at what time, what is the score, what is the number of attempts of that particular user. Okay. And if you want to download the grades, then you need to go to this course and click here the grades. Okay. So here we have prepared this unit 1 quiz and crossword unit 1. These two we have prepared. Other two I have already deleted. Okay. So here from this you can see the grades of the students. For example, let me show you the grades of my subject. As no students are here in our sample course, I will show you how you can see the grades. This is the way we can see the grades. So total 54 participants are there. So the name of the students, their roll number, their email addresses, and the quizzes, what quizzes questions that we have solved. Here we can check. And the same you can download. So for download, you can click export, and then in a Excel spreadsheet. And which activity you need to download or all activity, you can select those and click download. Then all these things will be downloaded in a single Excel file. This is the way that we can see the grades. So let us see now the next game, the crossword game that we have prepared here. Let us see, next game is the with text. So this is just a word game. Again, suppose if I want here from a say quiz, instead of glossary, if I want from a quiz, then I can select a quiz here, unit 1 quiz, number of attempts, any number of attempts. You can give any grades. The other patterns are same, giving the grade to pass, maximum grade, grading method is highest grading, time limit, opening of the game, closing of the game. No need to write anything in options, it will take automatically, and click save and display. Then you can, let us say, attempt again here. So here is one error that there are no questions. Okay, so let us prepare this script text by glossary. That is why I recommend to follow the glossary other than the quiz or any question bank, because some questions may not be entered into that particular game, or they not be, you can say, it cannot be entered, or they can be mismatched, or their format may be different. Okay. So glossary is the best option to prepare any game. Select a glossary, select your glossary and click save and display. Then this game is formed. So here again it is a word game. So here again the question and you need to answer the question here. Then click OK. Let me type. Okay, then it shows the answer here. It is a, you can say, a word play. Let us try to add the another game. Yes. So likewise, if you add the games, so this is a crossword game. You can say a cryptex game. Similarly, you can add the hangman. Yeah. So in this game, the same process is there. They need to select a glossary. A single, any one of the question will be there, and the student has to complete this word by selecting these letters. Then suppose any single wrong answer will hang this per man and he will be failed in that particular game. So he need to save this man from hanging and that is why he need to write the correct letters of the answer. Okay. So here we can see that first time shafts is the maybe the answer. Okay. Actually, for this kind of game, we cannot give the options because if you give the option, then it is easy to solve. The option should not be there. So only question will be there. The maximum principal test is used for. So answer is cast iron shots. Then you can select any letter, but that letter must fit into this word. Okay. One letter is missing means he is going to hang this particular man. So that is the hangman. Next is the millionaire game. Again, I will show you how to prepare this millionaire game. So there are 50-50 question answers, phone a friend, public phone. Okay, so different options are there. Okay, so he has to give the answer from 1 to 15 and you can make sure that whether he go to say 10, 10 number of questions if you write solve correctly then he can get the full marks or he can pass that particular game. Same is the snakes and ladder. The process is same. You have to click here this dice, okay, and write the particular answer so that after giving all answers you can reach to last position. Next one is the Sudoku game. So only the appearance of the game is different, but all these are nothing but the simple quiz type games. Okay. So here also the question is there. I need to write the answer, correct answer, and when you write the correct answer, here automatically the correct number will appear. Okay. Likewise, you can complete this Sudoku game. Okay. So let us see that 2-3 games again here in our course. Let us add another game, say millionaire game. So here millionaire game you can either go with glossary or go with the questions. So we can suppose click questions and there is no glossary option for millionaire game. So you can get questions or quiz. The questions and you need one MCQ 50 questions. Okay. So if you select a quiz, you need to select the unit one quiz. Okay. So we'll select the questions here, 50 questions. Maximum number of attempts, say any number, so total number of attempts. Grade, you can give the grade, high speed, enable time, a open time and close time. No need to give these options here, linear options. No need to change all these options. You just click save on display. Game will appear. Likewise, you will select correct answer. Okay, suppose I will try to select any one answer. So this, then I will go to the second question. Let us see. Okay, so here the game stuck at the question number 2. Because I have given the wrong answer. So for the student can attempt again. So that is why we will give the multiple number of attempts. Let us see the another game. Say, snakes and ladders. We can add these games or different game units for different games you can add. So here again glossary. So we can say that for a millionaire game we need a questions bank or quiz, but for other games glossary is sufficient. So you need to write the correct answers. Okay, so it is moved now. So if I give the correct answer here, then that particular star is getting moved with these numbers. Next, let us add the last one, last bit here. Suppose if you add here the Sudoku, let us see what happens. Same, you will select a glossary, select that particular glossary, save and display. Accordingly, you can change edit settings, the timings, etc. and grids. So let me write here the answer. Okay, so if you write the answer here, then it appears a number. So likewise, it will solve this particular Sudoku. Means in every game, the appearance of the game is different, the style of playing the game is different, but the most important part is how you prepare the glossary. If your glossary is perfect for the particular topic, then game can be anything. Okay. We'll see now the interactive video. So for the interactive video, the first and most important thing that we require is the any YouTube video link and or downloaded MP4 file that YouTube video is downloaded in your desktop to upload that particular video. Because the interactive video means you are going to upload that particular video, and while watching the video, in between the video there are some questions are appearing to students. So say suppose there is a 10-minute video, and then video will stop at say 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and there are say 2 3 questions to the student that we are giving them based on first 2 minutes 30 seconds video. Okay, So whatever he has seen the particular video and understood, based on that, if you give one or two question at say 300 time, okay, and after 3 minutes, then he can recall whatever he learned and give the answers at 3 minutes. Okay, at that minute the video will stop. The video will not go further unless you give the correct answer. Okay, so he has to give the correct answer, then video will go further. If you give the wrong answer, then again video will play from start. So likewise, we can give them any industrial visit or any YouTube video link or any downloaded MP4 file. Okay, but at least this video length may be up to 15 or max 20 minutes or max to max 30 minutes. For example, this YouTube video link, suppose okay, so this is the one of the YouTube video link that I have taken here. Okay, then we need to go to course on Moodle, add activity, click interactive content, that is here, interactive content H5P in green color. Then we write all description, then we click interactive video, write the title, then for adding the, then click plus for adding video and paste our YouTube link here. Then we add the interactions. Interactions means question in between these interactive videos. Then giving grades and save and display. So let us see how to prepare an interactive video. So we'll go to our course. Okay. So I have already created a one URL here, interactive video YouTube link. So we are going to use this YouTube link. So this is the non-destructive testing equipment YouTube video. So what we need to do first thing is to identify the video and copy that link. Identify the video and copy the link. I have taken suppose this 11-minute video, and after identifying, I copy this particular link. Okay. Once copied, again we go to our course. Then we need to add here, add an activity or resource. Then we need to click the interactive content, that's file 2. Likewise, we need to write the description for the students. So unit 1 interactive video display. Then click this interactive video link. Okay. Then again, suppose you want to write the title of this interactive video. Say, I will write this. Okay. Activity 1.4 interactive video, 20 marks of first course action. Okay. Then we need to click here the plus button. So either you upload a file by clicking here, which is with that file already downloaded in your desktop or a laptop. So you can select the file from any folders, or to paste a YouTube link or other video source. So we'll paste here a YouTube link. to see that link again. Let me copy this YouTube link. So this is the URL that you can add as a source to students. That name of the video and the link of the video. Sometimes add this video here, link here. Then click on insert. After this, you need to click the add interactions. Now here, this is the video link or the video of YouTube video, and here are some options. You have to label the video, text the video, you write the table, you can give any link, and insert any image. But what we require here is the say single choice set, multiple choice set, true or false questions, fill in the blank questions, drag and drop questions, all the kinds of questions are. So suppose the video is played, and if you want a question here, say at 3 minutes. Okay, so you can play the video and pause the video at particular time. So for example, say 2 minutes 50 seconds, if you have stopped and you want to add the question. So here say click the multiple choice question. Then this is the display time 2 minutes 50 seconds, and you apply, it will stop at the same time, the 2 minutes 50 seconds. Then you can click a pause video. The video will be paused to this till student will give the answer. Then there are the two types of the question. One is the button question or poster. So poster is somewhat visible to students rather than a single button. This button will be a minute button, may not be seen by students. So you can click poster here. The title is a multiple choice question. Okay. Suppose you write a question here. Okay, this is the question title, exact question, whatever question you have to type. And say, let us write how many steps are there. And if you add this, say, one option is 2, one option is 4, then add option, one option is say 6, and then add option, one option is say 5. And we know that correct answer is 6. So we click on this correct answer, 6. No need to give any feedback. If you want, you can give any feedback. Okay, and click done. So this question will appear here, and when student click this particular interactive video start, he can watch the video. Video will start from this point, and the video will be stopped at 2 minutes 50 seconds. Then he will receive a question. Then he can give the answer. Click check. If it is correct, then you move further. Likewise, you can add the multiple questions at a single time and multiple questions at a different times. Okay. And the last and most important point of this is that student has to watch the video till the star mark. Okay. So student has to watch the video till the star mark. So when star mark is there, okay, then he will receive a screen here that you have answered these number of questions. Your grades are so and so, and click submit answers button. Then the student will click that submit answers button. Then only these grades will be counted in his account. So this is the way you can give the questions into this interactive video. So there are single choice questions, multiple choice questions. You can have true and false questions, fill in the blanks questions, drag and drop questions. So different questions you can see. And mostly we are using is the multiple choice or true or false. Maximum the fill in the blank questions for this particular video. And similarly, you can give the grades, maximum grade, minimum grade to these particular students, and click save and display. Now let us see how student can appear for this particular interactive video. So let me change my account from student to teacher, from teacher to student. So I'm switching the from my normal mode to say student mode, switching the way. Then we'll see. So this is how student is going to see his website. That simple quiz, unit one quiz, these games. Let us say how crossword game appear to student. For student, it will be appear like this. The same that appear to us. So let us open this interactive video. So what student will do? The student will start this video. He can drag the video to this question also. So let me drag the video to this particular question. Okay, then video stop. Then I will give the answers. Let's check it is correct. Continue. Then video will continue. So likewise, he will solve all the questions which comes in between, and at the end, he will click this particular star button. Once he has clicked the star button, so this is very important part of this interactive video, because most of the students don't know to see this particular interactive video. Press star button. So we have to say them that they need to click the star button, then click submit answers. Then it is written that your answers have been submitted. Once this message appears that your answers have been submitted, then only its grades are counted in his account. You can see here the grades. You can see the grades here. So he has getting the 100%, 100 grades, 100% grade for this particular interactive video. So if you are not completed the star button, not submitted, then grade he cannot see his grades. Or you can say this is not 100% completion of this particular activity. So let us move again to my normal mode. So this is regarding the interactive video. Now for a certificate, so for a certificate, actually there are two different kinds of certificates. One is the simple certificate, another is the custom certificate. Right now, our JSPM Moodle is not having the feature of that simple certificate. We have seen those in Genomia websites. So that was very simple certificate, but here the option is only custom certificate. For custom certificate, you require these different things like say background image. Means you need to find out any background image of the certificate, border, category name, code, course field, course name, date range. Okay. So all these different kinds of elements we need to prepare separately by clicking the add element, and then click save changes, and then only this will be prepared. So again we need to go to the our course, click add activity or resource, click custom certificate. First we write all the details, name, description, etc. Save and display. Then we edit the certificates. Then we edit the details, name, width and height. Okay. So this is nothing but the trial and error part. We need to do the trial and error for the different width and different height for all these elements. For example, say a border. So border, say let us say border is say this laptop screen. So we need to give the width and height accordingly to that particular border, and that border image should be uploaded. Category name that we can write, we need to select the font to that particular category. So likewise, what is important here to manage a template or to create a template. So once we create a template, we can add elements into it, all these elements, and then click save changes to make a custom certificate. So this is the certificate that prepared by one of our faculty members, Professor Mahesh Shinde sir, for his subject. I have not prepared till yet for my subject. So in this, he entered this background image. He has given the borders. He has uploaded these particular images, then these names, course completion certificate, profile picture, everything he has written in different elements, add elements like certificate ID, date of issue, say this is gold or silver or say any bronze medal for the particular students, signature, all these things. Okay. Let us see how to add the certificate. So we need to click here, add an activity, and click here the custom certificate. And we can give the name here, say, let us say gold certificate. Student to completed everything. You can write the description here. Options are there that you can email to students, email to teachers, email to others, etc. Click save and display. Okay. Now the certificate is there, but there is nothing to display in this certificate. So you need to click here the setting button and click edit certificate. Okay. So name is given here, and for the name, the width, height, is etc. is given. Okay. So we need to add the element, say add element of background image. So let us upload a background image here. Okay. And suppose this is our background image. For the particular certificate, what one need to do is to add all the elements either with the image or with the text. So just It will give some time. So I can save this image. Save. Okay. And suppose I upload this image here. Desktop. This hide this kind of yeah. So this is our background image and let us save changes. Okay. And let us see how it appears after uploading only a background image. Save changes and preview. Let us click here, save changes and preview. And the preview there. So we'll select another image. Let us see border, add element. Likewise, you need to select here different colors, width of the border. Let us see what is seen here. Okay, so border comes here. So likewise, what we need to do is we add all those elements, and by trial and error, by clicking save changes and preview, you can prepare this particular certificate. So you can add the different things here. So let us write a date, use a text, student name, teacher name. Okay, so I think here in the custom certificate, you not need to give the width and height. You need to give the width and height to the whole certificate, and for all the other things, it is taken care of. Okay, so let us say teacher name. Okay, so let us see where this teacher name appears. The teacher name, suppose I have here my name. Let us see what happens. We'll click. Okay, so here we need to select the teacher name. From this drop down button. So right now it is not coming there. We'll see the different student name. Let us see the student name. Okay, why not teacher name is here is not shown because here no users are enrolled in this particular course and no students are also enrolled in this particular course. So student name, teacher name will not be there. We can add the user picture. Let us see user picture. Right now, in this particular course, that simple sample course for pharmacy, we are not enroll any particular student, not enroll any teacher. That is why it's not appearing. Okay, we try enrolling one of the students here. Okay, let us enroll one student and one teacher and the users. Okay, so let me enroll myself here. I enroll myself as a teacher here. Okay, and let us see what happens to that particular certificate. Add here the teacher name again. So here it shows the name right now. Okay, because for this particular course we are not enrolled any teacher or any student. So here the under teacher name it takes the name of the teacher. Okay, and we click save changes. Now I think it can show. Okay, now it shows the teacher name along with this. Okay. Okay, so here names appears here. So it means we need to give the correct path to that particular teacher name. So what we need to do, we need to again edit it and give the correct width and height. And reference point location, say from say top left. From top left, say at 200. This is the trial and error that you need to do every time. And all this width and height are according to this width and height. According to this, you need to use that height and width values. Now it comes here. Okay, little bit. So let me show you the one of the certificates that has been prepared by our colleague, Professor Mahesh Shinde sir, in his subject. So he has selected all these things and created a certificate. For example, this particular course, mechatronics. It means for that particular custom certificate, we need to give the correct coordinates to the correct words. For example, images, words, all those things we need to give the correct coordinates. So let us see this gold certificate and we'll see, we go to edit certificate of this particular subject. So he has taken the 320 by 240 with background image Let us edit it and see what background image he has selected. He has selected one of the background image. Okay. So these background images we have selected different for bronze certificate, gold, silver, and general certificates. Our main is the uh, name of the, let us see, user picture. Let us see here the user picture. So has kept 40 okay, for user picture, and so he also made through trial and errors. Date and code. Let us see for a date. Date is here, and size is 20. Center. So we need to do a trial error, or we need to see what others have taken these particular for the particular certificates. Okay, so likewise we can add the different elements and click save changes and preview. So here it is getting preview. All these things he has given. So for example, say this JSPMs2 up to this approved by AICTE. So he has written in one of the element and giving the reference point, giving the coordinates, that is from left to this. So he is giving the coordinates. For example, say this user picture, he is giving the coordinates 40, 40. So that's why it comes here. So accordingly, we need to select the particular elements. Okay. So that is why most of the faculty do not go for these custom certificates. There was another option, say simple certificate, in that you just need to drag and the things or write those things in a one particular description, and then it's getting completed. So right now this particular feature is not available to us in our JSPM model. I think I have cleared all the things from my side. So thank you all of you for listening all these things and bear your patience. So I will giving you this PPT link again in a chat box. For a simple certificate or the custom certificate, I will share the screenshots of the width and height for each and everything to, I think, Kiran sir, okay, on WhatsApp. Then you can use that. So that's it from my side. So if you want to share your any experience or want to ask any questions, the platform is open for you. No question.
Any question from participant?
I am again pasting
No, sir.
the software for MCQ preparation. Again, those who come late can click this link, software for the MCQ file preparation. Just download that file and open the application. Do not try to extract those RAR files, uh, because these are taken downloaded from our colleagues' internet. So just open that zip file and open application file and create a MCP. And in further also, if you have any kind of any small problem or anything that you want to share or want to ask to me, so I will share my mobile number here in chat box. You can save my mobile number and you can WhatsApp me or ask me if you have any difficulty while doing these activities. Because I know this is somewhat easy, but we need to do practice it 1 or 2 times. We need to practice. So if you are feeling any problem while making any activity, any one of you can directly contact me on this number. Thank you, sir.
Okay, today's resource person, Professor Sandeep Patil from Department of Mechanical, JCOE, JCOPR Principal Dr. V.B. Putnis Madam, faculties of JCOPR, it's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this training session. Today's speaker, Professor Sandeep Patil Sir, enrich us preparation of question bank by question machine, that is creation of simple quiz using XML file, then game pedagogy, including creation of crossword, snakes and ladders, Sudoku, then interactive video preparation and uploading, then certificate preparation and its addition. All these activities are conducted. I also extend my thanks towards JSOE principal Dr. R.D. Kanpate sir for their support for these 2 days training sessions. I, on behalf of all, I express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. V.B. Putnis Madam, to encourage us with her guidance and constant logistic support. I also extend my thanks to today's resource person, Professor Sandeep Patil Sir, and all teaching staffs of JSCOPR for actively attending the training session of Moodle. With the permission of Dr. V.V. Putnis Madam and Sandeep Patil Sir, I conclude today's training session. Is over now. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
So shall I end the meeting, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.